Well, hello, darlings, and welcome back to Pass or Smash, new makeup edition. Right? We're making faces, we're posing. So, here on Pass or Smash, we talk about new makeup releases, primarily indie brand launches, and we decide if we want to pass, as in bye bitch, or smash, add to cart. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Liz, and I just hang out with my houseplants that are thriving right now. And we talk about new makeup releases. So if that sounds like something you want to hang out, then please subscribe. Like all that jazz, you know? You guys are just happy little clams along for the ride. So there is a lot this week. So grab a snack and come on back because we're going to jump into it right now. So last week we talked about BlendBunny Cosmetics. They were releasing a new palette, but at the time of filming, they had not released a color story. So who was right? Who was right? Was it me? I was right. I was right. It was a neutral palette. Here's the color story here. I'm going to scoot over a little bit. So here's the color story. It is meant to be a face palette. So this is roughly the size of Surge from what I can tell. So it is a bigger palette and the pans in it are larger. So the pans are 16 pans. There are 4 metallic-y highlighter shades along the bottom there. Then there are these darker contour and setting powders that can be used all over the face. So those darker shades can be used for contour. They can be used on the eyes. And if you have a deeper skin tone, they can be used to set. And then there's the one color that is supposed to be a blush, but it is a very pale, cool toned, like pink. I don't know about that. Like you can mix that pink with other shades. And from what I've seen, it's not very pigmented. So it just, that one's a little sus. But I do think that that would be gorgeous as an under eye setting, especially if you have a cooler skin tone. Because, you know, pink powders are they're all the rage right now. So, we already talked about this. I already said smash. But honestly, like, smash for the brushes that are being released. Here's the brushes. Smash for the brushes. Hands down, I want the brushes. It is available now, by the way. But I'm actually going to pass on this palette, I think. So I was thinking it would be more of a mix of warm tones and cool tones. And I have a lot of warmth in my skin. And I like to bronze tour. Like this lighting kind of washes me out a bit, but I like to bronze tour. And I don't see any shades that I could really use for that. So for me, this is a pass for now. I don't know if I really need it in my life, but like I wouldn't be mad at it, you know? But we're going to say pass on the palette, which is kind of surprising because I love BlendBunny, but it's not something I need. Now, if it was on sale, if it was half off, I could add these neutrals to my collection, sure. But anyway, we're going to say pass. Okay. Y'all, I feel like singing, it's raining nudes. It's raining nude palettes. It's raining nudes. Because it is. When I tell you, there's like 5, 6 new nude palettes just this week. Just this week. 5, 6. There's so many. Hold on. Okay, so Natasha Denona is releasing a new Midi size palette. So this is a rosy toned, like rosy cool toned nude color story. It is 15 pans and she's bringing back like the sparkling foiled formula. I guess she's done that formula before. And she has a new formula in this palette. So it's called a Wet Effect Sparkling and Glossy. And there are live swatches on Natasha Denona's page. Honestly, those shades look fire. They look very sparkly. Now, Natasha Denona in the past for me has been very hit and miss. The last palette, the Yucca palette, I still want that palette. It screams Liz. It's like they spelled out my name with the pans, you know? But this one I can pass on. Now, these shimmers in this palette look stunning. They look gorgeous. But it is a cooler toned, lighter toned nude palette. And I don't need it in my life. So we're going to say pass. It is $69. And it is launching August 19th. So at the time of filming, I think this launches the day before this video airs. So it should be available now. I think Angelica Neekvist, by the way, has a code. As always, I will put any codes I can find, anything in the description box for you guys. So if there's anything you see that you have to have, you can save a little coin, you know? Save some coins. So, okay. Alter Ego has produced another dupe palette. So this time they're duping here's the deal. They almost always dupe the Natasha Denona color stories. It's kind of like their thing. It was a whole thing back in the day. Well, they're doing it again. So they've created the Sakura palette, which is here. It's 15 pans. This is basically almost an exact dupe for the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. Now, if you remember that palette, was like gray toned greens and pinks. When I think retro, those aren't the colors that come to mind. But Alter Ego has decided to release their own version of this. It's called the Sakura palette. It is available now, actually. And it's neutrals, pinks, like those dusty pinks, and like minty kind of greens. All of these seems to have that muted like color. All of these colors are muted to me. And also it's called the Sakura palette. Again, are people not actually looking at like blossoms, at the Sakura, like the blossoms, the cherry blossoms? Are they actually not looking at them and saying, oh, the color, I don't know, it's a stupid name. The color story is pretty. I actually think it's a little bit deeper than the Natasha Denona Retro Glam. I cannot say that for whatever reason. I actually think it's a little bit deeper than that. But for me, this is probably a pass. It's $20. It is available now on alterego.com. And like I said, I'll put all the info in the description box. But I didn't want the Retro Glam palette, and I don't want this one. So pass. Okay. SugarDrizzle Polish has been very busy. So last week, which I missed this, I actually had it written down, and I had it in a separate notebook. So they actually released this 9-pan green palette called the Mojito palette. Steph's Beauty Stash actually did a whole video using this palette. It's beautiful. If you like greens, then this might be a good palette for you. It is a 9-pan green color story with these really vibrant shimmers and really interesting, like metallic-y, sparkly olive type. I don't know. It's a really cool, like, there's just a couple of unique shades to me. And that is here. That is $34.95. I know. It's like a car salesman. $34.95. It is available now. And then releasing soon is the 12-pan Plumeria Dragon palette. Honestly, it's adorable. Like, the artwork is adorable. And it reminds me of Dragon Tales. Like, does anybody else remember that show? Like, I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in a land apart. No, just me. My little sister was like really into it. So that's what that artwork like reminds me of. It's adorable. It's a red and pink color story with like a pop of metallic-y teal. Honestly, it's launching August 26th at noon Eastern Standard Time. I think it's adorable. I think it's pretty. I don't need, like, there's some interesting shades in there. It's almost tempting, but I just don't know that I need that many pinks and like burgundy, reddish type all in one palette. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm kind of limited in what I could accomplish with this color story. But it's cute. The artwork's cute. But SugarDrizzle Polish, they haven't gotten me with their palettes yet. So I'm going to say pass. If I knew how amazing the formula was, like if I put it on my ojos and I was like, oh yes, drench me in these sparkles, it might be different. But I've never tried them and they haven't gotten me yet. So this palette is $40 and it is coming soon. For me, this is a pass. So I am interested in the Mojito palette though. So smash the Mojito, but pass on the Plumeria Dragon. And I'm interested. I wonder if they're going to do a whole series of dragon palettes. Just curious about that. So, okay. Unearthly Cosmetics has, she's just so, Amanda's so busy, y'all. Like the owner, like founder, Amanda, man, she's just getting in here. She's just hustling, man. She's just, So there's a new color story coming. It is called, And this is not their Halloween pre-order box, by the way. This is a completely separate collection than that Halloween launch, okay? So this one is available for pre-order now. It's called the Sorceress Smoke Palette. It's 12 pans, it's light greens, oranges, browns. It's very fall color story, okay? That one's there. It's gonna be $60. Now, all of these pre-orders are 2 pre-orders that we're gonna talk about. Both of those pre-orders ship like towards the middle and end of October. So if you order these now, just know you're not getting it until like Halloween, okay? So calm your horses, factor that into your shopping, okay? So Sorcerer's Smoke, if money was no object, this would be a total smash for me. But the other palette's actually calling my name more. So Sorcerer's Smoke, honestly, we're just gonna say smash because I want it and I would buy it. I would buy it. So along similar lines, they have revamped their Fall Magic palette. So this was a previous launch. They've revamped it with their new formulas and their new packaging, all of that. So it's called the Fall Magic Remastered. It's a pre-order as well. It's going to be $72. And by the way, both of these palettes are 12 pans. Obviously, you saw the picture. I just like put up of the other one, but this is also 12 pans. Burgundies, yellows, slightly deeper greens than the Sorceress palette. And I want this one. I want it. I want it. I think it's very cute. The Fall Remastered plan, you know what it is the Sorceress Smoke. It's just a little bit lighter. And there's something about the depth of the Fall Magic Remastered. It speaks to me. It says, I am maple leaves on the ground. I am the essence of fall. I don't know. It's just, it's pretty. I want it. Smash. Smash. We're going to say smash both. I want you to smash them. Put it on my eyeballs. That's what I say. So, again, estimated ship dates are not until the end of October, so get comfortable because it's not going to be here till then, okay? So we're going to say smash, though. And those are, like I said, both pre-orders. So $72 is a bit steep for me. It's a little steep, but I still want it. Okay. So Makeup by Mario is releasing concealers. So he's just chugging right along, adding categories to his brand. So the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin trademarked Awakening Concealer is a multi-use concealer that visibly, listen to these claims, lifts, blurs, and brightens your under eyes and complexion, you know, wherever you use it. And it's formulated with caffeine to visibly depuff, tighten, depuff and tighten your under eyes, basically. It's medium coverage, buildable formula, crease proof, long wearing, and self-setting. I just drooled on myself. The thought of self-setting. I'm like, whoa, salivate. It's a natural skin-like finish. Available, it says available now at both Sephora and makeupbymario.com. $29 each, 22 shades. I think this shade range is pretty decent. There's a lot of lighter concealer, like a lot of lighter shades. And if like, it's a pretty decent shade range. It could have better mid-tone shade range, I think, honestly, like looking at it, because I'm mid-tone and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I could probably mix a couple. I don't know. But $29 each. Honestly, I'd like to try this. The claims are it's a little much. You know, is it honest? Are we being honest? I don't know. But I'd be really interested to see some reviews on this. I'm curious. So we're going to say smash, but like later on, like at a later date, you know? Like, because I would like to try this. I would like to. I don't know that I've ever tried anything by Makeup by Mario. I just haven't. I don't know. Have you? Do you like them? I'm just curious. So, okay, smash. Moving along. This, by the way, this next one It's just, I think it's a rebranding, okay? And here's why I say that. So NARS is releasing the Power Matte High Intensity Long Lasting Lip Pencil, okay? They're bold mattes, richly pigmented, cream to matte texture. Here are the colors. 12 hours of wear time. Available September 1st at Sephora and NARS.com. They're $30 each, which is a big price hike. I think these were $24. I think they were $24 for like the longest time. But here's why I think this is like maybe it's a reformulation, rebranding. So these NARS lip crayons have been around forever. This is still like, if I'm gonna reach for a lip crayon, this is what I reach for. Not necessarily the shade, although it's a nice shade. I love these lip pencils. Like Cruella is still one of my favorite go-to reds. Dance Fever is a great shade. Like it's such a great like brownie nude. But I'm curious if these are the same as those. And if they are, then fuck yes. Now, I just think it's interesting, like right now in like lipstick, I see the trend as being more like satin finish. I see glossy as really being like what's in. And then NARS is over here like, we not gonna let the super matte lips die. Nope, we sure aren't. And yeah, so I'm really curious. I'm gonna say smash. I would like to try the new formula. 12 hours is quite a claim. Now I will say these lip crayons, the original ones from NARS, they last a long time. They do last, I don't think it's 12 hours, but they do last a long time. So I am curious. Now, $30 is really steep. So it's the kind of thing that you would have to buy sparingly, you know, like $20 is steep or $30 is steep. But I am curious. So we'll say smash, but like $30 is a lot, you know? Like ColourPops are what, like $7? I don't know. Just a thought. Okay, I'd be curious to see how drying it is though. All right. So Urban Decay refuses to let the naked line die. They do. It's just kind of their shtick at this point. So for those of you in Europe, this is for you because this is not available in my market, the United States. So they're releasing the Naked Metal Mania palette. Is 12 pans, multiple finishes, but primarily metallics and nude mattes. You know, because it wouldn't be an Urban Decay palette without some neutral browns in a palette. It says coming soon. I don't have pricing for you. If I had to guess, it would be along the same lines as the other Naked palettes. And I think those are normally, what, $49? Pricing probably went up, so it's probably like $55 or something. Whatever that translates to in euros, but it's available for Europe. This is an easy pass for me. Pass. There has not been a Naked palette that I've wanted in a long time. So, pass. Okay. Patrick Ta has added to his nude selection. That's the aesthetic. He is releasing the Major Dimensions 3 palette. So this is a 12-pan palette. There are 2 cream formulas from what I can tell and 10 matte shades in a variety of nudes. It's basically like beige to black nudes, including that black cream shade. It is going to be $70. $70. $70. It is launching September 1st at both Sephora and PatrickTaBeauty.com. Pass. I think that as a nude palette, it is pretty for what it is. It's a nude palette, okay? But I don't think there's anything, other than those 2 cream shades, I don't think that there's anything particularly special about this palette. Now, I'm looking in that pan, and it looks like there's no divider between the cream shades and the powder shades. And if you've been around in the makeup community for a while, you know that that has a tendency to get really messy. So I am curious about what that means. You know what I mean? Like, curious about that. $70. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I can't. In this economy, no thank you. So kudos to them. I actually just had to throw a Patrick Taw brow gel away. I got it like a BoxyCharm like forever ago, and it had mold all over the top. I should have taken pictures of it. Yeah, it was like completely molded across the top, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've heard that that's like a thing, but it was the first time I encountered it, so yeah, no thanks. I've heard that with their palettes, it's the same thing because they don't put as many, I guess, preservatives in. I honestly don't know. I don't have any of the eyeshadow palettes, but I have a blush, and the blush has been fine. But yeah, I just pass, easy pass. So Danessa Myrix also has a new nude. When I tell you, fucking nude palettes left and right, friends, I am not playing with you. We are moving into sad beige season. It is, I don't know if you've seen that video or not, the sad beige. Anyway, it's sad beige season, and we're going into like neutral. It is not going away. It is here to stay, I guess. So Danessa Myrix Beauty also has a new palette. It's called the Groundwork Palette, Defining Neutrals. So there are 10. It's an interesting pan setup. It looks like a brow, like the little brow duos you used to get, where one was like a pomade and one was a powder. So it's like a bunch of them all in one palette. So there are 10 like sets of the little sliver is the brow pomade, and then the bigger shade is the powder or velvet. They call them velvet pomades, and then there are 10 corresponding matte shades. And it looks like it's perfect for like sculpting. So if you're somebody who's into like defining and sculpting using nudes, this might actually be a really nice palette for you. Same thing goes for like, you could use it for your brows as well. I don't know how much this is going to be yet, but it is going to be a pass from me regardless. I just don't need another of this nude palette for that. It's Danessa Myrix. It's an upscale, like kind of luxury brand. My guess it's going to be around $70. That's my guess. But yeah, we're gonna say pass. I don't need it. I'm sure it's gorgeous. The pictures look gorgeous. Like, when people used them, it looks gorgeous, but nah, pass. Okay, Dose of Colors has a new collab. So they're collabing with Trevor Barrett for a limited edition collection. Now there are 3 items in this collection. It looks like there is a dual-ended liquid eyeliner. Now it's a white liner and a black liner in the same pen, which honestly very useful. I appreciate like multifunctional tools like that. There's also a golden sparkle lip gloss. It's like a yellowy, I don't know if it's glitter or not. I haven't tried their lip gloss, but there is a lip gloss. And then there is a 15 pan palette. There are 6 mattes, and then there are what look like to be 9 very sparkly, shifty shades. I'm very curious about that. So that is going to be releasing on August 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, at dosecolors.com. And I think the palette's I actually like this collection. I've never bought anything from Dose of Colors, so price is definitely going to be a factor, but we're going to say smash. Like, I'm very curious about the sparkly shades. If you've tried Dose of Colors and you like their, like, whatever your opinion, will you comment and tell me if you like it in the comments below? I'm curious what the price of this is going to be. Collabs, they almost always cost more. So, because, you have to pay the collaborator. But, we're going to say smash. I think it's cute. Like, there's just, they look like shifty shades. Just curious. Yeah, smash. Okay, so, God, man. If I had a limit of money, my collection would be just gigantic. So MBA Cosmetics is relaunching, or I should say restocking for the fall season, their Pumpkin Kisses and Autumn Wishes palette. It's here. It is a 9-pan palette. Is there a more perfect fall color story? Me thinks no. I think this is about as perfect of a color story for fall as I've ever seen. Hands down. I would buy this in a heartbeat. I didn't buy this last year. I don't remember why. Probably because I was broke. But smash. Look how pretty it is. Look at the color saturation. God, I love fall. Give me all the apple shades for my eyes, okay? Just all of them, you know? Okay, so last but not least, because like I said, it's a longer one today. Adept Cosmetics is sneak peeked technically 2 products on their page. So this is just a sneak peek, okay? So if you remember their Catch Yourself White palette, it was like that had the rainbow shimmer, and then there was a light and a dark, like rainbow bands, and then there were 2 cream highlighter sparkly pans in there. So they're releasing like a sister to that. So I'd be very curious. Here's just the packaging. It looks very similar to Catch Yourself White, only it's a dark packaging. So that is sneak peeked right now. So we'll see what happens with that. And then check out this fucking color story. When I saw this, I was like, no. They gonna get my... If this is like $100, I still want it, okay? I said what I said. So look at this. It just says releasing fall, okay? I have no other information. So there's like a newer, to me, it's new to me. It's called My Beauty Radar or My Makeup Radar. And I've found several new releases on this page that were leaked. I guess this was leaked from a video on Adept Cosmetics Threads account. I am not on Threads yet. I don't know if I have time for another social media in my life, okay? I just don't know. But look at this. It's called the Sumerian Sunset Palette. It's so pretty. There's like a marigold, like sparkly shade. There's like that pop of, like along the bottom there, they're like earthy neutrals, like the olives and like that like terracotta color. But then like, look at the sparkles. There's 10 sparkles, 5 mattes. So it's a 15 pan palette. Smash. Get in my belly. No, not my belly, but get on my eyeballs. Oh, smash. Smash. It just says releasing fall right now, so we'll see. Soon. Coming soon. When I know, you'll know, and we'll talk about this again. It's gonna come up again. So smash. Okay. Nomad Cosmetics, by the way, is sneak peeking. Here's a little sneak peek as well. Their new palette is coming August 29th. So we're starting to get clues. It's looking like the Wild Wild West up in here, but like haunted. I don't know. Tell me your guesses for the location and the theming in the comments below. And that's it, darlings. That's all I have for you today. If you made it this far, will you leave me a little pumpkin in the in the comments? Just a little pumpkin emoji. And thank you for being here and for watching to the end. And I love your beautiful faces. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, we're just chugging right along. We're gonna start getting into the fall season, just so you know, with all of the holiday releases and all of that kind of stuff. Everyone take a deep breath and just remember you don't have to buy everything. It's okay to look at it and like lust at it a little bit and then go, nah. You know, it was lust, not love. And it's okay to look at new makeup and do that. It's impossible to get everything. There's just too much. But I love your faces. Shop responsibly and have a fabulous day. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.